everyone. I'm going to be discussing one part of Pesach Seder that is one of my favorites, and not just because it's right at the beginning. I'm going to be using Rabbi Sachs's Haggadah to help us dive a little bit deeper into this section. So let's kick it off with Halach Manya. Halach Manya ina tiachlu vatana barat mitzrayim kol dichvan v'yachlu kol ditrich yitay v'yafasech. This is the bread of oppression our fathers ate in the land of Egypt. Let all who are hungry come in and eat. Let all who are in need come and join us for Pesach. It's a very strange invitation, right? These are the crumbs that we devoured as slaves in Egypt. Come and take part and join our meal in having them. So, as many people know, and Rabbi Sachs amongst them, that matzah has two different, very diametrically opposed connotations. One is that it's the bread of slavery, but the other is that it's the first taste of freedom, as it's what Bnei Israel ate right after we were freed from Mitzrayim. So this kind of shift is something really interesting that Rabbi Sachs highlights in a story from Primo Levi, a Holocaust survivor, who describes his time in the concentration camps in his book, If This Is Man. So what Levi describes is that actually for him, the hardest experience was at the end of the war, when the Nazis had evacuated the camps and everyone who was too ill for the death march was left behind, Levi amongst them. Levi describes how he worked to light a fire, to repair broken windows, and so forth. And here's what Levi had notes in his book. When a broken window was repaired and the stove began to spread its heat, something relaxed in everyone, and at that moment, one of the ill prisoners proposed to the others that each of them offer a slice of bread to us three who had been working, and they all agreed. Only a day before, a similar event would have been inconceivable. The law of the concentration camp was eat your bread, and if you can, that of your neighbor too. There was no room left for gratitude. You had to cling in to and swallow every morsel. As Levi writes, this was the first human gesture that occurred among us. I believe that this moment can be dated for us as the beginning of change, by which we had not died slowly as prisoners, but had returned to be men again. Going back to what Rabbi Sachs speaks to about this, he says that sharing food is the first act through which slaves become free human beings. One who fears tomorrow does not offer bread to others, but one who is willing to divide his food with a stranger has already shown himself capable of fellowship and faith. This is why we began the Seder by inviting others to join us. Bread shared transforms, and it changes from one of oppression to one of companionship. Reaching out to others, giving help to the needy, and companionship itself, we help us bring freedom into the world, and with that freedom, it helps us bring God into the world. So, Chag Sameach, and I hope you all have a lovely Seder.